we will study different type of looping statements. So far, you have seen what is the how what is the structure of C program, what is the purpose of main function, why do we include preprocessor directives, and you have seen input output statement, printf, scanf, arithmetic statement, different data types, and in the last lecture we studied in the last session, we studied selection statement like by using if else, nested if, else if, switch if. Today, in today's lectures, we will study different type of looping statement in C. What is the need of using loop statement? What are the types of loops in C? And what are the types of loop control statement in C? As you know, what is looping statement? When you want to repeat a task multiple times, instead of rewriting the same code again and again, we do loop. We use loop. So in the loop, we put that statement and we execute that statement inside a loop. Suppose you want to print your name 5 times, 10 times. So instead of rewriting again, print that my name is this, my name is this. So what you can do, you can use a loop statement and you can put your printf of your name statement inside the loop. In C, we have three types of looping statement: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. How loop statement works? Looping statement in C execute the sequence of statement many times until the condition becomes false. So in loop, we have we have three statements: loop initialization and loop updation statement. You can say counter statement, increment or decrement. And then inside the body, whatever you want to perform the task, you can put inside the for loop. So basically, we need three statements: initialization of the loop, condition to test how many times you want to execute the statement, and then loop counter. Looping means it directs the program to perform a set of operation again and again until a specified condition is achieved. Once the condition is satisfied, automatically loop will be terminated and the control will come outside of the loop. Whatever the next statement would be there after loop, the control follows that statement. In C, we have two types of we have two types of loop in C programming. One is you can say entry control loop, and another you can say exit control loop. In entry control loop, the body will be executed only when the condition is true. Means first we test the condition, then inside the loop, the body will be executed. For loop and while loop comes under this entry control loops category. Another is exit control loop. In exit control loop, without testing the condition, first we enter inside the body of the loop and that the body will be executed. After that, condition will be false. So this is called post checking condition. In this category, we have do while loop. So what is the difference between entry control loop and exit control loop? When the condition is false, entry control loop will execute 0 times, but exit condition loop will execute at least once because condition is tested after the execution of the body. See, look at the flow chart, how looping statement works. You are starting your the programs, and here let the flow program is executing, and during the execution of program, maybe there is some condition. If that condition is true, so this block of statement will be executed until the condition becomes false. Once the condition becomes false, So after that, whatever the statement is there, the control comes to that state. Loops you can divide in two categories. One is entry controlled, another is exit controlled. In entry controlled, we have for, while. In exit, we have do while. So syntax for loop for. Inside the for, we have three types of statement: initialization, condition, and updations. And inside the body, whatever you want to repeat the task, you can put that statement inside the for loop. In while, first we test the condition. If this condition is true, then the body of the loop will be executed. Inside the body of the loop, updation of loop statement would be there. And before while, initialization of the loop statement would be there. In exit controlled, in do while, first we have initialization of loop counter. In do, inside the loop, whatever we want to execute, we want to control, we put that statement inside the loop. After that, it tests the condition. We have three types of looping statement. So when you use when would you prefer to use for loop? In advance, when you know how many times the loop will be executed, we use for loop. So in advance, when we do not know how many times the loop has to be executed, so we use one loop. So for loop, in a loop, the initial value is how for loop works. First loop is initialized, then it tests the condition. If this condition is true, then the control goes inside the loop. The body will be executed. After execution, then loop counter will be updated. And this loop will be executed until the condition becomes false. In while loop, first we initialize a loop, then we test the condition. If that condition is true, the body of the loop will be executed and the counter will be updated. In do while loop, first we initialize the loop, then we execute the body, and after that the condition will be tested. At the time of exit, it will test the conditions. The syntax for loop in C programming, as you know, it is a repeating control structure. It allows programmer to write a loop that will be executed a specific number of times. So syntax for loop is for, then initialize expression, semicolon, then test expression, semicolon is termination of the condition statement, and then update expression. After update expression, don't put semicolon. If you put semicolon, I will explain you what will happen. So this start, first you initializing it, then it testing the condition, entering into the body, updating the counter, and this task will be repeated until the condition becomes false. When it becomes false, then it come out from the loop. Initialization, you are giving some initial value to the loop counter. Test expression, you are testing the loop counter variable, how many times the loop you want to execute it, so that condition is given. Update, you are updating loop counter, whether you want to evaluate the body in one time unit gap or 2 time unit gap. So in that way, you can update your loop counter variable. See, look at the program with an example. Here, first we include preprocessor directory tree. Then we have a main function. In main, if we have int, you have to use at the end of the main program, you have to use return 0. If you use void, then you are not supposed to write return 0. Because int main is mainly the function which return a value of int data. So inside the main, you have a variable I 0. You have initialized it 0. It's a local variable. Then inside the loop, you have you are initializing I with 1. So then you are testing the loop for 10 times and you are incrementing the loop by 1. I plus plus is an increment operator. It will increase by 1 every time. The value of I will be increased by 1 every time. So first loop counter is I equal to 1. Then it tests the condition. It is true. It comes inside the loop. This hello world will be printed slash n means after printing the cursor will come to the next line. So once this for loop block is closed, then I plus plus, then the control comes here. Loop counter will be updated. First it was 1, now it is 2. Again it tests 2 less than 10, yes. Then this again printf statement will be executed. But then again loop counter will be updated. 2 plus 1, 3, and 3 less than 10, and this will be printed. So in this way, hello world will be printed 10 times in new line because you are putting slash a new line after print statement. So the control will come to new line every time. You see the output. So hello world will be executed, will be printed 10 times. Next, while loop. Like, as I have told you, in for loop we prefer when in advance we know how many times the loop has to be executed, 5 times, 10 times. When in advance we do not know how many times the loop has to be executed, we use while. We prefer while. While loop does not depend upon the number of iterations. In while loop, the execution will be terminated on the basis of test condition. Once the condition becomes false, so the control will come out from the loop and it will follow the next statement after the while loop. See here, this is the program that it be performing something while loop start, testing the condition, initialize while loop, then it tests the condition, execute the body till this is for loop, this control, this is for loop. This control, this loop will be executed until the condition becomes false. And once the condition is false, then it will come out from the while loop. So this is the syntax for while loop. First you initialize the expression, in while you test the expression. And here this is the beginning of while loop, this is the end of while loop, and here the body of the while. The same program you can write by using while loop also. Here you are, first you are including preprocessor directive, then there is a main function. Here you are updating, you are initializing, not updating, you are initializing a variable I by 2. So in test me, you are testing it. 2 is less than 10, yes. Then it comes inside the loop, hello world will be printed. Then I plus plus 2 plus 1, 3. So this loop will be executed until I becomes 10. Once I become 10, 10 less than 10 false, then it will come out from the loop. So you are here, you are initializing I by 2. So how many times the loop will be executed? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once it becomes I become 10, so it will come out while. It will execute it 8 times because you have initialized with I by 2. Do while loop, the only difference lies in do while loop. We test the condition at the end, and in while we test the condition in the beginning of the loop. So that's why it is called while loop is called entry loop and do while is called exit. The syntax is do, then come inside the body of the loop, and after that test the condition here, while test expression put semicolon here. Here semicolon must, but in while it is not required. So see, do while loop, first it executes the body, then it tests the condition. If it is true, then again this body will be executed. If the condition is false, it will come out from the do while loop. Look at the program same here. Here we have a variable I. We are initializing it by 2. Then do in do without testing the condition, the control comes inside the do loop, do body. So it prints hello world and then it will update the loop counter I plus plus. So I 2 plus 1 3 while I less than 1 3 less than 1 no false. So this program will be executed one time because the condition, even if the condition is false, the program will execute one time because the condition is testing at the end of the loop. So one time hello world will be printed. This is the difference between while and do while loop. If the same program hello world, if we are supposed to print by using hello world by using while loop, it won't print. Program will execute it 0 time, but in do while it will execute at least 1 time. See, by using different types of loops, you can make lot of programs, whatever you like it, whether you want to use for loop, while loop, do while. You can make lot of programs by using for loop. Like there is one example of print a sum of series 1, 2, 3, or sum of natural number, and you have to enter from the user. You have to find out the sum of and term by using for loop. You can do with while loop also, you can use do while loop also, you can use for loop also. So first, when you will make a program, what do you think? First, you think what is the program? Program is to print sum of n number, naturally. Now, n number you have to input from the user. So, like suppose I'm inputting n equal to 10. I want to find the sum of first 10 numbers. Now, this is the limit. You can use any limit 10, 20, 30, 40. This is called n. Now, you have to start from 1. And you have to use the loop. You have to add all the number 1, 2, 3, 4 until the loop becomes false, until I becomes equal to n. So once I more than n, you will come out from the loop. So in this way, first you think what you are supposed to do, what is the process logic, and what are the input, what is the output. So here I am declaring two variables, I for loop, and in asking from the user how many number he or she want to find the sum of n numbers, and sum is a variable where I will add all the n numbers. So ask the user enter the limit, enter the value of n. So scanner input from the user, initialize sum by 0. Whenever you want to use a variable and you want to add it, it is a local variable, you must initialize it. Because if you do not initialize it and you use it directly, it will add some garbage value. Make sure whenever you want to use a new variable, a local variable by default, they are storage class, by default they are initialized with garbage value. So whenever you have to use, you must ensure the variable must be initialized with 0. If you want to add it, if you want to multiply it, then initialize it 1. Because if you initialize it 0, when you multiply it, the result becomes 0. So in for loop, start from 1, test until I less than equal to n, I plus plus, sum equal to sum plus I. Here sum is 0, I is 1, so 0 plus 1, 1. Then loop will be updated, means I plus plus I becomes 2, 2 less than suppose n is 10 here, so 2 less than 10 years. Then in sum we have 1, in I we have 2, so 1 plus 2, 3. So next time when I becomes 3, so in sum we have 3, 3 plus 3, 6. In this way, the loop will be the loop will be executed and the sum of n number will be added inside the loop. So once the condition becomes false, then I greater than n, it come out from the for loop. So after that, it will the control will come to the print statement. So it will print the sum of the series. Series. It is percentage because you are using integer. So for integer, you use format specifier percentage. Here, everybody must be knowing what is Fibonacci series. You have another example of Fibonacci series using while loop. What is Fibonacci series? Fibonacci series we have first two numbers 0 and 1, and then third number is comes adding before adding preceding two numbers 0 and 1. Then next number will be 1 plus 1 2, and after that next number will be 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 3 8, and so on. So first we initialize two variables n1 and 2 by 0 and 1. Let n1 become 0. First we initialize n1, let it be 0. And another variable n2, let it be initialized with 1. And we have a third variable n3. Count how many number of the series you want to print it. So you can use a counter variable and you can use a loop variable. I also count is the limit. How many number of the series, Fibonacci series you want to print it. So first ask from the user limit. So that limit will be stored in the count variable. So first 0 and will be printed. After that, inside the loop, because you want to repeat the things, what like you want to add two number because third number will be the precedence of the previous two number. So that statement would come inside the while loop. So here we are initializing I with 1. I less than suppose I want to print the series of 5 numbers or 10 numbers. So let the count be 5. So this loop will be executed 5 times. If I am inputting count equal to 5. So let I equal to 1. 1 less than 5. Yes, it is 2. After that, in third number, we will add the previous two number n1 and n2. So once we add it, then we print it. So next time, first number, the second number will be copied in the first number and the third number will be copied in the second number. And this process will be repeated until the loop becomes false. So in Fibonacci series, we have 0, 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 1 plus 2, 3, 2 plus 3, 5, means 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 11, and so on. With the third number, the third number will be the addition of the previous two. So this is the concept of Fibonacci series. Logic of the Fibonacci series. You can use while loop also, you can use for loop also. Next, see the example of do while loop. You are printing the table of 2. 2 1 jar, 2 2 jar, 2 3 jar, 2 4, 2 5, 2 6, and so on. So here you have a variable num. You are initializing it with 1. Do in do it will print 2 into num is 1. 2 into 1 2. The num will be incremented. Num becomes 2. So in the while if that's 2 less than equal to 10, yes. Then again it print 2 into 2 4. Then 2 plus 1 3, 3 less than 10. So in this way 2 1 jar, 2 2 jar, 2 3 jar up to 2 10 jar. This loop will be executed. So when num become 11, so you will come out from the do while loop. The do while loop will be terminated. See the example of infinite loop. What is infinite loop? Infinite loop. A loop becomes infinite when the condition never becomes false. So look at the example of endless loop. So here in for loop, I'm not putting any condition. So this loop will always execute. So this is an example of infinite loop because you are not updating anything, you are not initializing the loop counter, you are not mentioned any variable here. So this loop will become infinite. This loop will execute infinite number of times. So it is an example of infinite loop. Look at another examples. Here inside main we have a variable num. It is initialized with 5. So here we are testing while num greater than 0. So here num is 5. 5 greater than 0, it is 2. If num equal to 3, break. Num is 3, break. Otherwise, what will happen? It will print num and then num will be decremented. So first num is 5, 5 greater than 0, then it got test 5 equal to 3, no, then 5 will be printed and 5 minus 1, 4. Again 4 will be tested, 4 greater than 0, yes, 4 equal to 3, no, 4 will be printed, 4 minus 1, 3. 3 greater than 0, yes, 3 equal to 3, yes, so loop will terminate. So what would be the output? 5 and 4. Now what would be the output of the following program? Here we have a variable nb. It is initialized with 7. So while nb greater than 0, nb is 7. So 7 greater than 0, yes, it is 2. nb minus minus 7 minus 1, it becomes 6. If nb equal to 5, continue. Continue means this condition will not be executed. Otherwise, it will print nb. So first NB 7, 7 greater than 0, 7 minus 1, 6. It is equal to 5, no. Then it will print 6. 6 greater than 0, 6 minus 1, 5. Right? 5 equal to 5, so 5 will be skipped, it won't print it. Then 5 greater than 0, 5 minus 1, 4. 4 equal to this, no. Then 4, 3, 2, 1 will be executed. So see, look at if we have used instead of continue break, so what would be the output? Only 6. Only 6. But if we are using continue, then only when NB becomes 5, only that condition will be skipped, otherwise the loop will work until NB is greater than 0. So that's why 6, 4, 3, 2, 1 will be executed. In C programming language, we use three control statement inside loop: go to, continue, break. Break, wherever you put break, you will come out from the loop. Continue means you are skipping the condition, but the loop will execute it. Go to, it is unconditional jump statement. If you want to take the control of program from one point to another, you can use go to later. Uses of go-to statement is not very much advisable in any programming language. It is generally discouraged because this type of statement make it very difficult for any user to trace the overall flow of program. The program becomes very hard to understand in this case and eventually become very difficult to modify as well. But we must remember that we can rewrite a program at any time if it has utilized the go-to statement. So syntax for go-to statement is go to label. Now label is followed by colon and then it is followed by statement. So this is the syntax for go to. So label can be any type of plain text. It can not be a keyword. It can be set anywhere in C program, either below or above the go to statement. You cannot use here label name as a keyword. Like what are the keywords? Keywords are reserved words. They have special meaning to the compiler. You cannot use them as an identifier. If, as, for, while, break, continue, switch. These are the keywords. Look at the example how break statement is used inside the loop. Here we have a variable x. It is initialized with 20. While x less than 40, 20 less than 40, yes, it is true. That 20 will be printed, 20 plus 1, 21. If x becomes more than 30, then loop will be terminated. So it will print 20, 20, 20, 21 up to 29. When x becomes 30, you will come out from the loop. So what will be the output? 22, 29, 30. It will also print 30 also. Why? Because once I become x becomes 29, 29 less than 40. So that printed x plus 30. 30 less than 40, yes. So 30 will print. So 30 plus 1, it will test it. So then there is a break statement. So you will come out from the loop. Even 30 will also be printed. So this will be the output. This is not a complete, but once you can test it, your program, it will show you 20 to 30. Now, continuous statement you can use inside a loop like break statement force to terminate the loop, but continuous statement do not force to terminate the loop. It rather force you to execute the next iterations, whatever it is available in the loop. Means if you want to skip a specific condition, you can use continue statement. This type of statement works, but there is here what is the statement for continue statement? Only you write down continue and then semicolon. The continuous statement in case of for loop will pause the execution of conditional test as well as the incremental portion present in the loop. On the other hand, the continuous statement will ultimately cause the program control to pass on the conditional test. So in the case of the do while loop and while loop. See, look at the example here. We have a local variable x. It is initialized with 10. In do, it tests if x equal to 15, no. Here x is 10, 10 equal to 15, no. Then x, if it is equal, no. So x equal to x plus 1, 10 plus 1, 11. And then skip it. If x equal to 15, then you have to increment and you have to skip it. Otherwise, what you will print 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Once it is 15, so 50 will not print, then 16, 17, 18, 19 will also print. So when x becomes 15, so this condition will be skipped. See, look at how go-to statement is used. The example of go-to statement. Here we have a variable x. It is a local variable initialized with 10. Loop, colon. Loop is a label. So do, here you are testing x equal to 15. No, x is here 10. 10 equal to 15. No. Then what will it do? Go to loop. Go to loop. Loop again. Do. It will test here 11, 12, 13, 14. So when x becomes 15, so you can use anything like you want to skip the condition. Or you can use continuous statement also. To go to loop, the control will jump to a label loop. So in label, you have uh, in front of the label, you have used do state. So this is example of next how infinite loops. What are the syntax for infinite loop? So this is example of infinite loop of while loop. In while, when you put a number one non-integer value, zero means false. One any non-integer value becomes true. So when one means it is always true. The body of the loop will always be executed. So this is a example of infinite loop of while. Like how, see here you have a variable I is initialized with zero, while one means you are not testing a condition, one means it is always true. So you are incremented I by one and you are printing it. So what will happen? This become a infinite loop because you are not testing a condition. One is always true. So the value of I will be printed infinite number of times. Although you are updating a loop counter 1, 2, 3, 4, but the loop counter will be updated up to infinite many of times. Here, the condition is one is non-integer number, means it is always true. So this loop will always execute. So in the above code, we have defined a while loop which runs infinite number of times as it does not contain any condition. The value of I will be updated infinite number of times. Do while loop can also be used for creating infinite loop. How? Do the next body of the loop while one again is a non-active integer value. It will always be true. So this loop run infinite number of times. See, in this program, what will happen? Here you have a variable char cs while one again infinite number of times it is always true. Ch equal to get char, you know what is get char function. It takes a single character from a keyboard. Ask the user to input a single character from a keyboard. If you are entering n, then this will break. Otherwise, it will print hello. Why it is called infinite loop? You can break the loop because you have used inside the loop you have used a condition. If ch equal to n, then the loop will be terminated. But suppose if you are not entering n, then the loop will become infinite. Otherwise, infinite loop can be terminated by testing a condition. So here, while one it is an infinite loop. Infinite loop is terminated is evaluated by comparing ch a variable with n character until you enter ch until you enter n. So this loop will execute forever. When you enter n, you will come out from the while loop. In the above code, we have defined a while loop which will execute infinite number of times until we press the key n. If statement contains the condition and the break event will break the loop and you will come out from the while loop. Another example, what would be the output here? Main int I equal to 1 while I less than equal to 10. Then I equal to 1, it is 2, it is, y equal to 1, it initialize I with 1. So while I less than equal to 10, so you are testing whether I is less than 10. So what will happen? It won't print 1 to 10. Why? It is an example of infinite loop because here while loop is terminated. So this I would never enter inside the while loop because you have put a semicolon here. So while loop will be terminated here. So it won't allow you to enter inside the while loop. So it is again example of infinite loop. So here, what would be the output? Here you have taken a variable char ch equal to n. You have initialized ch variable with n char. So while ch equal to y, if ch equal to y, then print hello. What will happen here? Again, it is an example of infinite loop. Why? Because you know in while may you always test the condition. For testing the condition, here instead of equal operator, you must have used comparison operator whether ch equal to y. If ch equal to y, then only it allowed to print hello, then only it allowed to enter into the while body. Otherwise, it won't allow you. But here you are using assigning statement, so this statement will work forever. Forever it is true. So this again becomes an example of infinite loop. Again, look at what would be the output here. Again, example of for loop. So here you have a variable I. You have initialized it with 1. And then you are testing whether I greater than equal to 1, I plus plus. I1 equal to 1. So this condition will always work. This condition will always be true. So again, it is an example of infinite loop. So whenever you use loop, you must make it clear if you have put proper operators, you have given a proper test condition. Otherwise, it will cause infinite loop. So here you are using I greater than equal to 1. I must be less than equal to 1. Then it would stop. Otherwise, it won't stop it. Again, it will become infinite loop. So whenever you use loops, you should clear about condition, how to use, how operators are put to test the conditions. So in this, you have seen different type of looping statement. What are the different type of looping statement you have seen? For loop, while loop, do while loop. So loops are divided into two categories. One is the entry condition loop, and another is exit condition loop. In entry condition loop, we have for loop, while loop. In exit condition category, we have do while loop. We have do while loop. So inside a loop, you can put another loop also. That is called nested loop. A loop inside a loop is called nested loop. So, nested loop generally used for printing table, tabular form of data, matrix form of data, pattern matching. You want to print pattern matching programs. So for that, you can use nested loop. A nested loop You can use for inside a for, while inside a while, do while inside a do while. We have three types of loop control statement. One is break, another is continue, and third is go to. So wherever you use break statement, you will come out from the loop. You use break statement inside switch also. You use break with inside loop also, for loop, while loop, go while loop. Continue, again, it is always used inside a loop. Wherever you use continue statement, the condition will be skipped and the next iteration will be executed. Go to is an unconditional statement. If you want to bring your flow program control from one point to another, you can use go to label statement. So in this sessions, we have discussed about un- what is statement, what is the meaning of block of statement, decision type, different type of C statements, looping statements. How special control constructs are used, like go to, break, continue, return, nested loops. See, so far you have been through different kind of statement like data type, what are the data type in C, how they are declared, and what are the arithmetic statements, yeah, what are the different kind of operator we use in C. Like we have different kind of operators, arithmetic operator, plus, minus, if you want to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, you want to see the remainder, you have a operator. For power, exponential, you do not have any operator in C. For power, you have to include header file math.h to use the power function, right? So you have different type of operator. You have seen relational operator when you want to compare two variable or two objects, your two instances, we use relational operator. So what are the relational operator? Like less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to. And if you are using compound condition to combine two statements, we use logical conjunction. These are and, or, not. You have increment, decrement operator, plus, plus, minus, minus. You have assignment operator. Then you have decision making statements, like if is followed by condition. If that condition is true, then that statement will be executed as when the condition is false, so else block will be executed. So you have nested if, you have else if ladder, you can use Swiss statement also. The Swiss statement is followed by the case expression. When the case expression is matched, then you will come out from that case expression. So you will use break statement. After that, you have been to the different types of loops. So loop we have seen for loop, while loop, do while. So inside loop we can use break and continue. Go to statement we can use inside loop also. Even we can use outside the loop also. This is all about looping statements. If you have any doubt, so you can ask. How do we end an infinite loop program? So I I had shown you various slides for infinite loop. If you have not used any proper condition, any proper operator, or you have terminated it, yeah, you have not updated your loop counter, then you will face infinite loop. This is C structured programming language. I plus plus, it is an increment operator. When you want to update your loop counter by one, you can use I equal to I plus one, or you can use I plus plus. Asha, once the loop is infinite, so how would you, so that program will work continuously. Then you have to use control or del key, and you have to come to your task manager, cancel the task, and then you will come up in your normal screen. So if you are using int main, then you have to use return zero. If you are using void main, then you are not supposed to write a return string. You want to note down the program, you can note down. Otherwise, in practical class, we will see the lot of examples of looping statements. No, no special button are used. You have to use Control or then key and come to the go to the task manager, cancel the task. What is your statement when you see what is the requirement of the program if you want to skip a specific action? Like suppose I have given you to take a look 1 to 10, print only those numbers which are not divisible by 5. So, you have to print 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5, no, 6, yes, 7, yes, 8, yes, 9, yes, 10, no. So you want to skip specific two conditions when I become 5 and I become 10 because both numbers are divisible by 5. Otherwise, you have to print it. So in that case, if you want to skip a specific condition inside a loop, you can use continue statement. Any more doubt? Anyone? Whenever you use loop statement, make sure you use proper operator so that you can avoid the infinite loop and proper condition and loop counter. Sometimes students forget to update loop counter, then again loop becomes infinite. If you have doubt regarding like selection statement or operator, you can ask it. I hope everyone understood what is looping statement, how it is used, what are the conditional statement, how C code is executed. You have various platforms. You can make your program on VS Code, or Turbo C, Date C++, anything you can download it and practice C code on there are different platforms. So whatever you like it, you can download it. Feedback, you contact your managers, you contact to managers. Yes, you can download VS Code. You can make C code over there also. Yes, Visual Studio, you can download it. Right now, I don't have VS Code, but next time I have Turbo C on my laptop. But next time when I download it, I will show you. It's not complicated. So there is only one button. So you can compile and run it. The output will show you on the same screen. So whenever you download VS Code, you have to include C compiler file over there. Other but Turbo C is simple. You can download Turbo C and practice over there. Install it, either Turbo C or VS Code. For VS Code, whenever you install it, you have to include C compiler also file. Then only you will be able to execute C programs. Right now, I have Turbo C. Next time, I will download it. Then I will show you how you can work on VS Code. So in this class, today class, so I will have Turbo C platform. The next week, I will show you how it works. Anyone have any problem regarding software or practice on any platform? You can note down or you can ask for the slides also. Okay, now let us end the session and the practical session will start at 1:50.